People keep trying to dogfight the Hellcat like it's some overweight naval tractor, which is fair. It does fly like a refrigerator full of patriotism. Problem is, if you don't kill it immediately, the fight starts getting expensive. The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Dogfighting presents Fatcat Defensive Tactics with RandoRandlemen. The Hellcat survives vertical pressure by collapsing the attacker's tracking window during the dive. He comes in from altitude like gravity is optional. He's trying to prove it wrong. I barely move, just enough to ruin his entire plan. Suddenly he's not fighting me. He's fighting his own confidence and losing, allegedly. Rolling under incoming fire forces overshoot by breaking the alignment at close range. Once the enemy loses positional control, the Hellcat stays inside the recovery path and converts defense into damage. He's now trying to recover like this is still his fight to win. I'm not chasing him. I'm just predicting where my aim is going to embarrass me in about 2 seconds. I miss a couple shots on purpose to keep him confident. That's my story. And then he drifts right into the exact place I was definitely aiming at the whole entire time, allegedly. The Hellcat forces overshoot by breaking tracking under pressure from above and behind. He comes in hot like he's a one-episode villain with no lines, and still thinks he's getting paid like Robert Downey Jr. Hard defensive breaks collapse an attacker's energy advantage. I roll under his guns, and suddenly his advantage turns into him staring at empty air. Once control is lost, the enemy becomes vulnerable to a forced recovery mistake. And now, he's not the problem anymore. He's just a really expensive flyby with no GPS. Learning to work with enemies above you is key. Yeah, I'm just sitting here at 400 kph, strolling the strip, acting like I'm available for some bad decisions. There it is. Both wings gone. Entrapment. I know. Proudly serving lawn darts since World War II. Against higher energy, you don't survive passively. You force them to make the mistake. The XP50 shows up with the altitude, speed, and confidence of a crypto guy in 2021, which means if I sit here passively, I'm about to become historical documentary. So instead, I get aggressive early, start making him solve problems he wasn't planning for. Early merge position is used to trade initial shots for control of the fight's vertical direction. I'll trade a couple of questionable head-on decisions now if it means I get to decide where this circus goes, because once I control the direction of the fight, suddenly Mr. Altitude Advantage starts looking way less pay to win. Control shifts when the attacker misreads extension timing and commits to the wrong vertical recovery path. And now he's trying to recover like Disney throwing Mandalorian and Gru at the problem, hoping it fixes everything. At this point, Star Wars and the XP50 are just running out of reputation that has already expired. After the merge, avoid committing into multiple enemy angles and prioritize survival through displacement. We call this fixing the problem with more American horsepower. Yeah, my aggression got a little out of hand there. Break away downward to avoid being pinned by multiple enemies. American props have this adorable little superpower where let's go mock holy shit Jesus becomes a complete valid tactical response to so-called danger. High-speed brake turns are used to force compression errors in a pursuing attacker. Clearly, this was the plan the entire time. And suddenly, maneuver chubby. Against a faster, lower energy opponent, the Hellcat uses the merge deception to immediately take positional advantage. Well, when a fast, chunky problem wants to get in the phone booth with Snooky, I'd be rude not to invite him in. Once on the enemy 6, repeated vertical escape attempts are punished by maintaining pursuit and controlling the recovery path. Look, if you want to make Snooky slow down, you gotta fully commit to the climb. You can't just keep looping back down and letting me jump back on that ass like this is some kind of toxic relationship cycle, allegedly. The Hellcat closes distance on a higher starting 109 by using controlled approach instead of waiting passively. Look, I have no time for being passive. I considered being patient for a second. Don't worry, I'm already reporting myself for a lapse in judgment. Merge deception is used to gain immediate positional advantage and deny the enemy clean escape angles. I was going for a long dart. I'll settle for position. Not happy about it, but I'm being responsible, apparently. Repeated vertical attempts are neutralized by staying in the two-circle control until the enemy breaks their own energy state. I feel like I'm watching Congress in real time. Between the P-38 and now the 109, we keep making the same mistake and expecting a different outcome. Here I get to punish their mistakes, allegedly. Energy management and positioning allow you to survive difficult engagements and convert pressure over time. So yeah, Snooki vs. Drago. You gain position, hold on the 6, and stick to them like that one curly hair. You know the one on the soap that refuses to leave, allegedly. Most engagements are decided when the opponent overextends their options rather than when the shot is taken. So yeah, most fights aren't decided by shots. They're decided by someone else deciding, hey, this looks fine, at the exact wrong time. So yeah, turns out most of this wasn't even me doing anything special. I'm sure the comment section will react calmly and responsibly to this statement. It's just people repeatedly choosing confidence over survival. I just happened to be in the exact place where that stopped working for them, which is honestly kind of concerning when you think about it, allegedly.